Good evening, I am Fabio Nogueira. Tonight, Europe stands on a knife's edge, one misstep from disaster. The security landscape is more fragile than it's been in decades, with tensions simmering across every border and capital. The threat isn't just tanks or missiles, but digital sabotage, cut cables, or a stray drone, small sparks that could ignite a global fire. A former NATO commander recently warned, in today's militarized world, the margin for error is razor thin. Even a minor disruption could trigger a chain reaction beyond anyone's control. This isn't a distant threat, it's a clear and present danger. Tonight, we'll expose the fault lines and vulnerabilities that could turn a minor incident into World War III. The stakes have never been higher. To grasp today's fragility, we must examine the deepening rift between NATO and Russia. Trust built after the Cold War has vanished, replaced by suspicion and military buildup along Europe's eastern flank. NATO's presence in the Baltics and Poland is no longer symbolic. Fighter jets, naval fleets, and thousands of troops stand ready. Russia, seeing NATO's moves as threats, has militarized its borders and staged massive, unpredictable war games. This tit-for-tat escalation fuels a cycle of mistrust, making the region a tinderbox. But the conflict isn't just military. It's hybrid warfare. Cyber attacks, disinformation, and political interference blur the line between peace and war. These deniable actions create confusion, erode public trust, and paralyze decision-making. When attribution is unclear, any response risks dangerous escalation. Hybrid tactics chip away at stability, polarize societies, and test alliances. A misinterpreted cyber attack or sabotage could quickly spiral into open conflict. The battlefield now includes cyberspace, information, and the minds of citizens. With communication channels strained, every move is scrutinized, every motive questioned. Both sides are primed for conflict. One small incident could unleash catastrophe. The stage is set and the script is unwritten. The most vulnerable front isn't visible. It's our critical infrastructure. Power grids, communication networks, and financial systems are now digital, efficient, and dangerously exposed. A skilled hacker could plunge a city into darkness, halt transactions, and sow chaos from afar. Imagine a blackout in a major European city. Hospitals scramble, traffic collapses, panic spreads. Was it a technical glitch or a hostile act? In today's tense climate, leaders may assume the worst. Attribution in cyberspace is slow and uncertain, but decisions must be made in minutes, not weeks. Even accidents, like a severed undersea cable, could be mistaken for sabotage. Confirmation bias means ambiguous events are seen as aggression, demanding immediate response. The psychological pressure is immense. The risk of miscalculation is real. Infrastructure vulnerabilities act as accelerants, lowering the threshold for war. Attacks can be launched with plausible deniability, and accidents can be mistaken for attacks. The timeline for decision-making is dangerously short. The ghost in the machine is now a strategic reality. A single misinterpreted disruption could trigger the chain reaction everyone fears. The invisible battlefield is as dangerous as any front line. The threat is silent but ever present. In crisis, information is precious, and its absence deadly. The fog of war is now thicker, clouded by misinformation and rapid-fire data that overwhelm leaders. Modern conflict moves at breakneck speed. Missiles in minutes, cyber attacks in seconds. Leaders have little time to verify facts or deliberate. The pressure to act is immense. A drone shot down, a jet straying across a border, once minor incidents, now potential triggers for war. During the Cold War, back channels helped manage crises. Today, many of those lines are gone. Without direct communication, misunderstandings fester and grow. Guesswork replaces dialogue, and fear drives decisions. A defensive move might be seen as aggression, prompting a preemptive strike. Leaders under stress and public pressure may choose reckless escalation over caution. Social media and deepfakes can inflame tensions, forcing hasty reactions. The cycle of information and response can outpace government's ability to control events. The path from minor incident to major war is paved with misinterpretation and haste. The first shot may be a tragic mistake, not a calculated attack. In the fog of escalation, disaster can unfold in moments. NATO's core mission is collective defense, deterrence through unity and strength. Multinational battle groups in Eastern Europe serve as a tripwire. An attack on one is an attack on all. This clarity is meant to deter any aggressor from testing the alliance. NATO has adapted to new threats, elevating cyber defense to the same level as land, sea, and air. A serious cyber attack could now trigger Article 5. Centers of excellence share intelligence and train for digital defense. But hybrid threats, disinformation, deniable cyber attacks are hard to deter or respond to without risking escalation. Achieving consensus among 32 members is slow and difficult. Technological innovation is relentless. NATO races to keep pace with hypersonic missiles, drones, and AI. Resilience is key. Societies must withstand hybrid tactics and remain united. Political divisions and the sheer scale of defense are challenges adversaries seek to exploit. NATO's shield is powerful, but not infallible. Its strength depends on unity, innovation, and resilience. The alliance is tested daily by threats more complex than ever. What would a large-scale European war cost? The answer is almost unimaginable. The human toll would be horrific. Modern war would devastate cities, kill civilians, and create a refugee crisis of tens of millions. Economically, Europe's central role means global supply chains would collapse, markets would crash, and a deep depression would follow. The world order would fracture, institutions like the UN rendered powerless, and new hostile blocs would emerge. Environmental devastation would be vast. Industrial sites, chemical plants, and even nuclear facilities could poison land and water for generations. The carbon footprint alone would set back climate progress worldwide. And above all, the nuclear threat looms. Both sides possess vast arsenals. The doctrine of deterrence rests on the threat of use. In chaos, the temptation to use nuclear weapons could become real. Once the nuclear taboo is broken, escalation could be unstoppable. This is not hyperbole, it's the calculated reality. The cost is measured in lives, stability, and the future of civilization. Preventing conflict is not just policy, it's a civilizational imperative. The memory of past world wars must remind us where this path leads. The price of failure is unthinkable and unacceptable. We must do everything to avoid it. Tonight, we've walked the razor's edge, confronting the dangers haunting Europe. The warning is clear. A single misstep could trigger a chain reaction beyond control. This is not a call for despair, but for urgent, clear-eyed action. Peace demands constant vigilance by leaders and citizens alike. We need robust deterrence, but above all, renewed diplomacy and open communication. We must rebuild guardrails and manage risks before they manage us. The responsibility is collective. The stakes could not be higher. Safeguarding peace requires relentless effort to keep escalation's shadows at bay.